back, everyone, to Bugle Talks, episode 20. Today we're
Hello, everyone.
Spidey.simon
Hey,
and swall. So, how you
Pleasure
guys?
to be here.
Yeah,
thank you for having me.
guys.
This is an honor.
Yeah,
I know you've had quite the wait list on a lot of your episodes. It's nice to be able
I love
to make it on.
honestly. Yeah, it's been crazy, but so nice. So, how are you guys doing?
I'm tired, but I am good.
It's the first day of the weekend for me, so I've just been sitting around doing some 3D modeling and figuring stuff out today. So it's been good.
It's like the first time I've had like an entire weekend off.
Oh,
I feel
you
that.
guys are
It feels
so lucky.
nice.
I haven't had a weekend off in about... I don't even remember.
What do you do when you're like not just spare time, but like for work and everything like that?
For me,
So I'm a firefighter and an EMT, so that's kind of the bulk.
Volunteer for fire department, or do you do that?
Volunteer,
as a job as
volunteer.
well? Okay.
Volunteer, yeah.
And have your area been hitting a lot of wildfires or anything like that? Do you?
Not really. Weirdly enough, so it's usually pretty dry around this time of year, but this year it's been raining nonstop, and
lucky.
That's true.
yeah, that sucked. I mean, it's good. It's good. Don't like fire, but at the same time, it's kind of lame because
So
there's
you
no
need some
brush fire.
action.
I'm bored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the point of volunteering when there's nothing to do?
Yeah, exactly. Well, yesterday I stood on the side of the road with a boot, asking for money.
Terrific.
Yeah, it's actually kind of fun. You get to meet a lot of people. I think I saw the love of my life drive by.
Yeah.
Yeah, today my cat wants to join in.
Oh,
Aww.
terrific. I had to shut my door because my cats will be here the entire time and they'll be up in my face.
I'm outside somewhere high up, so
Maybe you'll get a cat up there then.
I have saved a cat from a tree.
This time the
That's
cat
right.
will save you.
Yeah. If my knee goes bust again, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
How are you healing up after that? I meant to text
Yeah,
you.
that's been interesting. I'm in rehab right now. It's
Oh.
going
Yeah.
really well, doing a lot better, but I'm still working on jumping and running.
Because you said was it your meniscus or what was it?
It was a lateral dislocation of my knee.
Okay.
I got Ehlers, so
Yeah.
it's not that my collagen isn't there. Well, actually, yeah, there's probably some collagen missing by this point, but it's just formed differently, so it makes it easier for it to dislocate on my left knee.
Plus, the more often you do it, the easier it gets after that. I know ankle sprains are the same way. I had one in college.
Oh, rats.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
so I have
sprained
to wear a
it
brace now.
My cat
I sprained it 3 or 4 times after the first time, and it's,
Speaking of,
You wear a brace now?
speaking of
Sorry?
my cat, my poor cat.
Oh, do you wear a brace now?
No, I haven't sprained it in a rough time. I haven't sprained it in about 2.5 years, and so it's healed pretty strong now. So
yeah, I'm working on getting it stronger right now. That's my main thing. I just need to work out more.
My poor cat, I feel bad because she like scratches herself so much. Not to like look through because like I pet her and there's like little bumpy spots because it's
a scab. Got to make sure that it's not like a tick or something.
Yeah.
No, because she has ticks.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Not ticks. Not ticks. She's not now. It's like fleas. Yeah.
Oh. Ooh.
I have been lucky enough to not be, knock on wood, dealt with fleas in a while.
Honestly,
Yeah, I got fleas on my hair right now. You know, I'm very just digging into my brain.
Alrighty. So the first question I got for you guys is, how did you guys start with Spider-Man cosplaying?
Ooh, you know what? I'm gonna let our dear friend here go first because that's a long story for me.
My mic's on this side. It's Simon, by the way. My start with Spider-Man cosplay, like in earnest, was probably around my freshman year of high school. I had a really, really cheap, crappy $40 suit from 2016 that doesn't have the right emblems. All the webbing lines are straight, and there's nothing fun about it. But I had it because I loved Spider-Man. And I'd say after that, I probably got a little bit more into the cosplay frame. Spider-Man Homecoming was just coming out, and as part of their promotions, they put out a challenge, a raffle, essentially.
I remember that.
Yeah, where you make your own version of the homemade suit, and they didn't want any complete replicas or anything like that. You make your own version of what you think year one Spider-Man would look like, and that's kind of where I started. I have grown a lot since then. I started off using old like Halloween masks as my face shell, and actually I have a scar on my thumb from where I cut into my finger.
Really?
Yeah, and then while making that suit, I also tried to emulate the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man in TASM 1. They use, if you didn't know, they use a set of A6 track spikes as the soles of the shoe. Now. I had a pair.
What? Like
my uncle used to be a track coach, and he loaned us like 30 pairs of shoes in case we ever needed it. That's and in there was a set of those shoes. And so
your uncle led to you being Spider-Man.
Yeah. I set out trying to get the spikes out, and I was 15. Oh. Yeah, I was 15 at the time. And I slipped with my X-Acto knife and cut into my thumb. I've got a couple of stories like that. Just being dumb and young and trying to figure it out.
That's what being young's for.
Yeah. And so I almost burnt down. That was my first homemade suit. It was really crappy. It was just blue leggings and a blue shirt with a top shirt over it and a mask, gloves that I made, and it was pretty down to basics, where a lot of people start. And after that, I got into 3D printing and 3D stuff more, and kind of throughout college, I didn't really have time to do anything that I wanted to do. I was always saying, I want to do this. I want to cosplay Spider-Man. I want to make my own suit from scratch. And I'd say my freshman year of college, sophomore year, I bought a 3D printer. It was my very first 3D printer. It was a Ender 3. So the most influential first to do that style of printer. It is now what every single frame, single non-XY axis like the bamboos. Those basics, triangle type stuff that everything has been based off of since then. But I learned everything I know with that printer. I don't have every knowledge with 3D printing, but that really got me into it. My sophomore year of college, I was an RA, and so I had the availability to have the own room to myself. And so that year I actually had my printer in my dorm, and very loud in dorms, very loud those printers. But I printed my first helmet, which I can get the camera to turn enough. I printed a Black Panther helmet.
Ooh, that looks really nice, dude.
I didn't design it, but I found the files online, and I said, "Ahaha, that's mine now." And so I had a couple friends that I printed that, and I think that was 8 pieces, because I didn't know how to scale prints, and so I scaled it at 1:1, and it's 3 times too big for my head. But yeah, after graduating college, I got into my first full-time job getting big boy money. I did. I know. I did construction. That's what I went to college for. I did residential construction, building houses and decks and bathrooms.
Oh, you're an architect?
No. Construction, builder, not the designer.
That's cool.
Yeah. But yeah, after I worked...
okay.
Yeah. After I worked there for a little while, I had that little bit of disposable income, and I bought my first fabric. I was like, I'm gonna make it. I'm doing it now. So after my first big boy job out of college, I had a bit more disposable income, and so I bought my first fabric. It was just some random cheap fabric that I found at like Walmart or something. But I kept looking at it and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna make a suit, and then I'd stick it in the drawer and I'd forget about it. And then about a year and a half after starting that job and getting that first bit of fabric, I left the job. Me and my boss just didn't see eye to eye in a lot of necessary situations that I found at the moment, and still find. We just did not agree. I used that as my start. I was like, you know what? I may have just left this job, but I am starting my suit now. And over the next 4 or so months, I made my first suit. And I learned everything I know about 3D modeling doing that. And I thankfully have a mother who's fantastic, and I have learned how to sew over the course of my life. So that gave me a little bit of information, but since then, I've learned so much with my machine. It's been wonderful. It's a workhorse. I bought it on Facebook Marketplace for $25 from some random old lady. Honestly, the best way to start for everything. And after that first suit, I was hooked.
Alright, so Swall, how did you start in all of this?
Oh boy. Honestly, so I was in I think it was my sophomore year when the COVID pandemic started. And I was getting bullied really hard at the time. Not as hard as middle school, but I've kind of always dealt with bullying and stuff. And I had no friends going into COVID. So, of course, my respite has always been like reading or, just kind of, I don't know, figuring out something to get my mind off of. Hey, you're alone for the next, whatever. Those first few months of COVID were nuts. I got into comics. I've always been more of a Batman fan, if I'm being honest, or at least at the time. And Superman, I was a big fan of DC Comics. And the MCU, I think Endgame had just come out. So the MCU was still kind of at its peak. And I was like, I want to get into Marvel a little bit. So
I think Endgame 1 had come out at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, it came out in 2019.
Yeah.
And I got the Ultimate Spider-Man comics. I pirated them. Yeah, I know.
Love that.
Yeah. I'm poor, by the way.
No, yeah. I read them from the public library card that I had. That's where I read the Ultimate Spider-Mans.
So, I don't know. I really related to Peter Parker.
Mm-hmm.
Like a whole lot. Like, here's this kid who's getting bullied. He's nerdy. He's kind of got a chip on his shoulder. This isn't like the 60s one where he's a little bit more chill. He had a bit of fire to him. I really resonated with that. And he was a bit of a jerk. And that's how I had kind of become at the time. It's not my problem, all that. And of course it had kind of started to blow into my face. So, didn't help with making any friends. I don't know, something about reading those first few issues of Ultimate Spider-Man really helped me get through some stuff. And I was like, well, if this is how he worked through it, his own trauma, maybe it'll work for me. So I started watching the movies, and I really got into this idea of having like an alter ego. So I bought a cheap Spider-Man suit off of AliExpress. I think it kind of looked like the Amazing Spider-Man, but it's not. It's a Luna suit, if any of you are familiar with Gunhead Designs.
Yep.
Yeah, that one was around quite a bit at the time.
Yeah.
So I got it for... Yeah. So I got it for $17. Shipped in 2 weeks. I added my own soles. Had a utility belt. I went out at night, and it didn't really work that first time. So I went back to the drawing board and made my own suit out of a hoodie, kind of like the homecoming homemade suit.
Yeah.
I made my own version of that. It's really comfy. But
the hoodie thing.
Yeah, I had my own goggles, welding goggles. I did an auto body.
I'll ask you a question on that in a bit here soon.
Yeah. And I went out and I started kind of like steering jerks at night. I live in a city, by the way. So it's a lot easier to find people at night.
Yeah.
Not doing necessarily good things.
Yeah.
And it kind of worked, but I was also kind of like just this guy in a ski mask. And I was still reading the Ultimate Spider-Man comics, and I kind of started to get the message that maybe vengeance wasn't the best idea, but it didn't really stick with me until my senior year of high school is when the Batman came out. If any of you are familiar with that movie.
So good. That's such a good movie.
That movie is so good. And the ending speech. That kind of changed me a little bit. I went back to wearing my old costume, and I started kind of just becoming a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. And I would still usually go out at night, but once I graduated, I started going out during the day. And I started helping people during the day, and I had learned how to climb houses and walls and all that by this point. So I was getting in some really weird places to see a guy in a Spider-Man suit.
But if that isn't like the ideal way to see Spider-Man is somewhere he doesn't belong.
Yeah. That's where I belong at this point. Like somewhere I don't belong.
Running around and saying the Hatsune Miku thing, but it's just Spider-Man everywhere.
Yeah, so at this point, I had somewhat become an urban legend. Like, there was a guy who was known to run around at night, but, when it's dark out, you don't... You see the white eyes, I guess, but...
Yeah.
No, they weren't white. They were silver.
Maybe I was imagining that I just saw Spider-Man run through the neighborhood.
Yeah. Like, it was those kinds of rumors. And then, somebody takes a video of me on Snapchat, and it just takes off from there. So, my local newspaper kind of found me on top of the police station, because that had become kind of my favorite spot to go to.
This is my Chrysler building.
Yeah, exactly. That's my Chrysler building. Not anymore.
He said I got kicked out from the cops. They didn't let me stay.
No, we're actually friends. I do a lot of reporting.
Yeah.
And patrolling. Cool. Yeah, it's actually what I'm going to college for, biochemistry and criminal justice.
Love that Barry Allen over here.
Yeah, I love Barry Allen. He's my goat. I love him. But yeah, I found higher places since then. But the newspaper interviews me because they saw the Snapchat video, and from there things just got bonkers. My whole mission has become, I want to help people because nobody helped me.
Yeah,
that's a good
and when I didn't help anyone, it didn't make the world a better place. It made it worse.
Yeah.
So the next question I have is actually for you, Swall. So how did you start your volunteer work?
So I mentioned before I'm poor.
Yeah.
So
in true Spidey fashion.
Yeah. So financial struggles, poverty. I'm also half Puerto Rican. So
Hispanic.
Yeah. So being a minority, being bullied, being poor, it's taught me some things about the system that we live in America. It's not exactly fair.
Nope.
But that doesn't mean that you can't help people in any way you can. You know, I don't want people to suffer like I've suffered, because it really does take a toll on you mentally. You know, it's not fair. Everyone deserves to be happy and to live a good life. You know,
the American dream has become the American nightmare.
Yeah, exactly. But that doesn't mean that dreams don't still exist. And everyone, everyone can. How do I put this? No, it's really easy to put it, I guess. Everyone can be helped. Everyone has love in their heart. Everyone's struggling, just in different ways. Everyone can be helped. It just takes a lot of effort.
Yeah.
But being kind to people, that's kind of how it started. I just want to help people. It's the one thing I'm passionate about, that I really care about, because nobody helped me, and that's something. And I didn't help people, and I blame myself for some of the. I had a lot of guilt with it, so helping people, kind of turning my own tragedies into something positive is really a big thing for me. I want to make sure that other people's tragedies can be better, and kids don't deserve to suffer either. I mean, when you're a kid, you should just be happy.
Yeah, that's like the one thing that you gotta focus on, is that you shouldn't try to worry about anything else, or at least you shouldn't have to.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm just one guy, like, I could live my life getting used up like a ketchup bottle, if it can make it feel otherwise a little bit better.
Yeah.
Vigilantism, helping people, I do anything for my community, just so we don't have to know anything of what I felt.
That is the Harry Dresden mindset right there.
Yeah.
The what?
The Harry Dresden mindset, book series called The Dresden Files. Main character, he's a wizard in Chicago, and he's openly a wizard and openly that, and he kind of just takes the brunt of everything to help his community and his city. He's very passionate about his city, and he will do anything and everything to help those around him.
I need to read this.
They're great. They're hilarious.
Yeah, sardonic humor helps a lot.
There's a lot of that.
Oh, good. I love sarcasm. I'll be honest, I'm not a very light-hearted, quippy Spider-Man. I'm very much ultimate sardonic, sarcastic.
You're Andrew Garfield in No Way Home.
Yeah, I'm very dry.
He stopped pulling his punches.
Well, when you're fighting someone, you can't really pull back. It's Oh, I said too much, I think. I don't know. Can that be edited out?
Can be.
Okay, cool.
Stricken from the record the last 15 seconds.
Yeah, I have not assaulted anyone.
Hasn't beaten anybody up, never once.
No, never. Wink.
Alright, what about we just move on to the next question then?
But, yeah. Sorry, did I answer that in a okay fashion?
Yeah, wait, let me do this so I know where to cut it out.
Okay, cool.
Boom. Alright, so the next question is for Simon.
He looks very dignified. Whoa,
kind sir.
Where'd he go?
So the question I have for you is, so in your first couple of posts, you were at a con. What was your experiences like over there?
So, that was Kansas City Comic Con, in the Kansas City area, It wasn't the first convention I'd ever gone to, especially not the one with Spider-Man. My first ones were like small ones. So I'm based in Kansas. There's Hutchinson Community. They have a Comic-Con every year. Hutchinson is like canon confirmed essentially to be Smallville, Kansas, which is where Superman's from.
You live in Smallville?
Yes. No, I'm in the general area. I'm close to it.
Oh, so it's like if General Zod invaded, you would just get a warning.
I'd see the mushroom cloud, but I wouldn't get hit.
Oh, that's kind of cool. I'd like to see about that.
Yeah, so I'm only about 45 minutes away, drive time. But every year they have a Smallville Comic-Con. They like to keep up, and like they have the record for most Supermans in an area, or the most Clark Kents, type stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah, it's
So
pretty
you go
cool.
to school, everyone's like, "Oh, hey Clark, hey Clark."
Yeah, but
Like the Spider-Man meme, but
yeah, basically the pointing, but everybody's wearing their Superman or Clark Kent outfits.
Gosh, I would love to be Superman, but I can't fly,
No,
and I don't know how to trick kids into thinking I can fly.
I'm not. I'm not big enough. We can't all
anybody
be
can be
David
Superman.
Corn Sweat. I feel more people like that saying anyone can be blank fits better with the character of Spider-Man than it does with Superman. Just due to the mask, the anonymity of Spider-Man, and he just feels like a general Joe off the street rather than God amongst men. But yeah, starting with those Hutchinson Comic-Cons, those were pretty small. And then I moved on from that. The next one I went to was San Antonio Comic-Con. I was not in cosplay that time because I went with my whole family, and that was just a fun thing that we did. Actually got to watch Stan Lee.
ooh,
This was before he passed, like, a few years, but getting to watch Stan Lee give a speech and talk at a panel was very fun. And the community at any con is fantastic.
yeah,
And then,
Stan Lee's amazing.
What do you talk about?
I don't know. It's like I said, it's been probably around 15 years since I went to that.
Oh my gosh.
Gosh,
Actually, yeah, that's pretty accurate.
you make me feel young. I'm like,
Oh, you're gonna feel old.
It's been a while. I've slept since then, and I was a kid, so I didn't really fully pay attention, fully understand what he was saying. But after that, my next big con was Kansas City. I went there for the first time last year, in my very first homemade Spider-Man cosplay, and I went there.
Yeah, you cook with your suits.
yeah, they're really
Thank you.
nice.
Me having a small background in sewing has definitely helped me start at a higher level than some, but we all start somewhere, and I feel like even Swall, with your new homemade sweater suit, your choice, or your sweatshirt suit, whatever material it was, your choice with the hand sewn seams on the red and the blue is absolutely gorgeous. I kind of love being able to see the stitching because it gives it that I made this
Personality.
look. It gives it that
really
personality.
sturdy too.
Yeah, because it looks like you're using a pretty high tensile thread, like a jean thread.
The
But, like,
entire
when
suit was. Oh, sorry.
You're good.
The entire suit was kind of designed with the idea that I wanted. So, needless to say, I love the Batman movie.
Yeah.
From 2022, and I really enjoyed how utilitarian it was. Like, it just felt like very real. So that was kind of my design influence for it. You know, utility belt, all that equipment. But instead I went with an EMT kind of philosophy towards it, or fireman instead of police. Because I feel like Spider-Man's more of an EMT than he is a riot police kind of guy.
Yeah, he's like one of those specified trained police officers who work just with like psychological episodes and stuff like that.
Yeah, like EMR.
Yeah.
So I kind of was like, okay, my biggest problem with my suit is that it rips. It kind of needs a lot of stitching. So I was like, okay, well, I need something that can really withstand a lot of punches, a lot of combat.
Were you considering doing something stiffer, like a canvas at one point? I can't remember. I remember you asking about materials.
Canvas. I was going to do it with canvas event originally, but I tried it out.
That's hot. That's a very warm suit.
Yeah, it was uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
So I worked with Cook Bunny on it.
Yeah.
So he brought it to life. From there, I kind of took over. But he is, give him a follow, by the way. He's the one who made the sweater and the mask. I just kind of worked with getting everything
together.
Yeah. Because, I mean, at this point, though, it's a ship of Theseus. Like, what part was cooked? What part is me now?
Yeah.
But his stitching was beautiful. I mean, please give him a follow. He is the GOAT. He was Nirvana too. So, peak man.
Good band.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. That was also a big influence. I don't feel comfortable showing my face, but for those of you who have seen my face, it's pretty evident why I like Nirvana.
Yeah. With any media, being able to see yourself around you helps with your own confidence.
Yeah, Kurt Cobain I love Kurt. Quite a bit.
What you saying? None. Sorry, somebody was.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I love when that happens during a podcast or a phone call, or you accidentally talk over each other, and it's like, "Oop, my bad," and then it's like quiet for a minute or two.
You're just trying to decide who's going to start talking.
Yeah, yeah. I love bringing my So the suit itself has definitely gone through a lot of revisions. Originally, the face shell was underneath was 3D printed.
Mm-hmm.
So the next question I have is for Simon, which is that you were talking earlier about how you're making your shells and stuff, like, or how you've made stuff like from 3D printing.
Yeah.
Like, what are the biggest things or like the best things you think you've made with that?
So, with the 3D design and 3D modeling, kind of like when I just started my suit all of a sudden for the first time, I followed Zach, Sensational Spider-Man. He has a YouTube tutorial of designing your own face shells, and he's using Blender. I've never 3D modeled. I've barely been ever put stuff in slicers. And it's like an 1.5, 2 hour long video, and I think I watched it 3 or 4 times at least before I started making my own shell. And even when I made this shell, I still watched the video a couple times back to make sure I was doing a process right. But that kind of started my journey. I made my first shell in 2022. This one here.
Oh my, that looks awesome, dude.
You can definitely see the Sensational Spider-Man inspiration with the holes in the mouth and the head. I just took inspiration from that. But that kind of started everything. This is a standard Spider-Man face shell. It's got the magnetic lenses that snap right in and everything like that.
They look awesome, dude.
Oh yeah. Who designed that one?
What was that?
Oh, what shell is that one?
I designed it.
Oh, you designed that?
Yeah,
dude.
So I've designed all my shells.
Insane talent right here.
And then at that point, Zach was doing the ever popular kind of face shell coating at the time was Plastidip. And so this shell is very grippy. I can hold it 2 fingers.
Whoa, what are you doing with those grippers?
Holding it up. But yeah, very grippy. For free, baby. It was designed sticky like this so that whenever you have the mask on, it doesn't slide around on the face shell at all. It helps grip it and hold it in place.
Yeah,
so
I wanted to say something about that. Your web work and your puppy painting, dude. That is some artistry right now. Like Diaz, that is beautiful, right? Like it's a piece of art. It's like icing.
Still got a long way to go. But
can you imagine though if like a guy from Walmart who does all the icing made a suit?
There you go.
Like he would.
Yeah. You use piping bags. At least I use like piping cake batter. Those bags. That's what I use to do my webbing.
So I puffy painted my own suit at one point. And the problem I ran into, this is another thing that I did with my sweater suit, with making sure that the paint was in the fabric instead of not outside of it.
Yeah.
What do you do when your webs start kind of falling off, especially during the winter when they start cracking?
So, I've puffy painted before, but with my first suit that I followed Zach, I used, also following his example, a mixture of puffy paint as well as liquid latex and acrylic medium. I did about a 50% puffy paint, about 20% liquid latex, and then the last 30 was the medium. And that suit actually cracks. The webbing has cracked since I've made it and since I've worn it. Just because that's the nature of the beast when it comes to Spider-Man cosplayers. Look at the OG Tobey Maguire suits. None of their webbing is still there.
Yeah.
So
it's a shame.
After those started to crack, I would re-adhere it with the same puffy paint mixture. But since then, I found another Spidey cosplayer that I know from my other group chat, the Spidey Syndicate. He created what he calls web fluid. Spelled, it's WEB, but it's an acronym. I don't know what it's for, but it's genius. Obviously, it's got to be called web fluid.
Yeah.
That's genius. That is good acronym work.
But this stuff, I've used it on my new suit and what mask I have on now. Basically uses a higher quantity of liquid latex, and instead of puffy paint, it uses screen printing ink for the color. And so this is probably a 60, 40, 10 liquid latex. So 60% liquid latex, 30, or what was it? 60, 40, no, 30. 30% acrylic medium, and then 10% the screen printing ink for color.
That is some beautiful chemistry right there.
Yeah, and it has been through 3 cons.
Oh my god!
One full day event where I was outside in the heat.
Dang.
I actually wore it to work, so it went through an entire shift, and I have no cracking, no peeling on this suit.
Dang.
And I love every single bit of it.
I can't use suits with any webbing anymore, or like puffy painted, because on a regular weekly basis, when I'm not wearing the sweater suit, I average about 3 days total per week of pure hours of that in my costume.
Yeah.
Like 72 hours at minimum.
Yeah.
So these things smell. So I have to go to Heroes Time now. I would use print costume I love print costume, but Heroes Time has a better fabric for the washing machine because I don't got the time to
Hand wash.
yeah. I need these things to go, which is why.
Yeah.
And you guys saw my sneak peek for my new suit.
Yeah.
So that's gonna have lever emblems. So
Yeah. That's gonna be fun to wash.
yeah. But it's also going to be a t-shirt kind of McQueen pattern, so
yeah,
it should actually work out a little bit better.
Yeah. What I recommend for any and all, not just Spidey, but any cosplayers who are concerned about washing their suits, and they just layer it up with fabric like Febreze every single time they wear it. Start off small. Wash, if you have a small pair of gloves or a mask, wash it in the sink or wash it in the shower. Hand wash it super light and let it air dry and see if that works. This suit has been washed probably 3 times by hand, and before my last event, I tested in the washer, and used my actual washing machine. I dropped my microphone.
You use your actual washing machine?
I used my actual washing machine. I put it inside of a pillowcase, inside out. My suit was inside out, inside the pillowcase, tied tight with like all of my towels and comforters, and it survived fine. It isn't any tighter, and I put it on the coldest
happy
wash.
ending here.
I put it on the coldest wash. But yeah, it never stained any of my other stuff. It's been through the wash a couple of times, and it's doing so good so far.
That's good.
Yeah, and wear deodorant.
Oh my god! Please, and wear a cup, or
a dance belt. That's what I wear. I wear a dance belt, and I will never go back.
Yeah, if you get the Spider-Man costume, get a dance belt. It's like buying a camera and buying the lens. You need a dance belt because, bro, nobody wants to see your web swinger slinging and swinging around at a con.
Yeah, you gotta stay packed.
Yeah.
All right.
No, you don't have to stay packed. You have to look like you're not packed at all. You better look like a Ken doll, sir.
I meant like packed in.
Packed in, tucked in.
Gotta keep it tucked.
Tucked to bed. It's singing a lullaby.
So the last
go to sleep, penis. Go to sleep, penis. Go to sleep, little penis.
No.
Cut that out, please.
I might have to keep.
No.
Doxing.
But the last thing I wanted to say before I ask the final question is, if you guys look in the little chat in the voice chat, I have a little sneak peek for what season 2's background's gonna look like.
I have to take my lens off because I can't read with these on.
Yes, I need to.
Which one are we going into? Actually,
it's in
wow, that Superman looks kind of hot.
It's in the top left of the screen, whenever you're in the voice chat.
Oh, that's nice. I like that quite a bit.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, that's hot.
Yeah, I'll have to pop in a picture because I can't pull it up on my screen right now.
No, that's
not gonna lie.
Yeah.
If you'd be okay with it, do you mind if I make my own version of that, like I did with the logo?
Sure. Why not?
Yeah, because I see the vision, but I got ideas.
So, the last thing I want to ask you guys is,
I will marry you.
Okay, I'm sorry. That was funny in the moment.
Pause.
So, what would you guys say to newer or smaller cosplayers about anything? Any advice?
I'm gonna let Simon go first on this one. I gotta think.
What I would say to any starting smaller cosplayers, I mean, I am sorry, my nose is itchy. I am a smaller cosplayer. I only just created my account. I've only just started trying to figure out how to promote myself and how to go into my community more.
But you're going to take off, though.
No matter what, yeah, thank you. No matter what, starting small, starting anywhere is a good place to start. Whether that's buying your very first suit for $20 off of AliExpress or Temu, or buying some small cheap stuff. But starting there will put you into the flow of everything. Follow creators that you look up to. I know I'm following Bill Duran at Punished Props. He does a lot of 3D modeling and 3D printing for his cosplays, as well as foam armor and foam smiths. And then also, like, learn about your community. I found out in this last con that I have a little community of cosplayers and creators in my area. And being able to pick their ear, learn something from them, anything. It's really great. It really is. Starting small and not being afraid to step out of your comfort zone. When I'm not in the mask, I'm not a very huge social person. I don't like walking around in a con. But with the mask on, you become better. You become the character, and being able to walk out onto the con floor is worth everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Swell, how about you?
So, I don't have too much advice for cosplayers. I've never been to a Comic-Con.
Recommend it.
It's fun. It should be fun. I think I'm actually planning to go on. I don't know if I am for sure, but
it sounds like a lot of fun. It sounds like a heck of a lot of fun and a great way to make new friends.
Yeah.
But I guess my advice would be more for people looking to get into grassroots, or that sounds stupid. Well, people who want to help their community, but they're young and scared, like me. The world's a scary place right now. It's gotten very turbocharged in the past 5 years. It's gotten very weird. And I know how that fear feels. Believe me, I know how that fear feels. But somebody really wise once told me that bravery is being scared and still going through with it. If you're scared about the world, and believe me, there's a lot of reasons to be scared right now. Also be scared of what happens when you don't do something. You can make a difference. You can make a world of difference. Even if you never notice it, even if you doubt yourself all the time, if you're trying to do the right thing, if you're putting yourself out there to every challenge, as long as you think this could help someone, you're doing a hell of a lot more than a lot of people are doing. I know it's scary, but doing the right thing makes the world a whole lot less scary. I mean, Mr. Rogers said when the world, well, I'm paraphrasing here, but he said to look for the helpers when you have a bunch of doubt in the world. And even if you don't feel like you're doing much, I promise you, you are. Because there's one person in the world who had someone help him today, when I know what it's like to not have anyone help you. And that someone who felt like nobody was going to help them now has someone that helped them, and it's you. You did the right thing, and that makes the world a whole lot better. The Spider-Man PS4 game I played during the COVID pandemic, and there's a line in there that has resonated with me more than the famous "Great power comes great responsibility" quote. It's the Aunt May: "When you help someone, you help everyone." And you do truly help everyone when you help someone.
Yeah.
And that's all it takes, you know? Just do the right thing. Help people. Look for places you can volunteer. Step up to the challenge, even if you have to make sacrifices. Create an alter ego. Do the right thing, because the world needs people to do the right thing more than ever right now.
Yeah. So yeah, that's all for today. Thank you guys for being here in the last episode of season 1.
This is the
Glad
last
we could make it
episode?
into season 1.
Yep.
Wow. I got in the first season. Are you going to have people
If
come back
it's-
for season 2? Or?
Yeah.
If it's
for
anything like Daredevil, season 2 will be better, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
season
for
2 of Daredevil is...
My cat
So good.
just put her tail on my face. But anyway, yeah, thank you guys for being the last guest of season 1. It was great
Yes, it was
having
an
you
honor.
both here.
I hope I wasn't too awkward.
No,
Thank you.
it's fine. Alright, so thank you guys again. And that's all for today. And see you guys next season.